Shalom, Makim. This is the brother Iwalamia from GMS Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and our apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the brothers that teach us word and sincerity. Once again, it's the brother Iwalamia from the GMS Chicago branch. Just to talk about, talk about this, this video. Because brothers, been in the spirit, the Lord has been putting the spirit, on certain brothers, talk about these women, how these women, have this, do as I will attitude and different things like that. But we're coming into a time where a lot of these women is going to be put to death. And, this video I'm about to play, it's a Jake actually, that basically killed his baby mama and his ex-wife. And I believe he killed the kids also, but and just to basically show you that the times we're coming into, that these women that has, a lot of these women that have big mouth, over the case may be, a lot of these women is going to be put down. A lot of these women is no good. So I'm gonna play this video.
On this Sunday night, I'm Jamie Costello. He announced on social media that he never thought he'd be that guy. But police say that guy gunned down his girlfriend in Baltimore on Saturday, drove to Columbia, where he also shot and killed his ex-wife before taking his own life. Today, police have identified some of the people involved in this. WMAR2 News' Jeff Hager has more on these tragic events. Jeff.
Reportedly saying he would never go to jail, the gunman followed up one murder with another murder before taking his own life. Police say 44-year-old Raji Sharif Black.
And just to say also, we don't feel sorry when these bitches die. Because these are the main ones, especially the so-called black women. They love to break up their own households. The so-called, starting with the so-called black woman, they are known, for, destroying their own household. Basically belittling, their husbands or whatnot, cheating on their husbands, using the kids against their husband, basically, using ease, court system, as a means to destroying their own household, by the way of child support, getting the what society would call a divorce, and in this society, divorcing, their so-called husband, taking all that money, different things like that. So when things like this happen, we don't feel sorry for these women. Because what? Like I said before, they use this ease. They use ease court system as a way to bring their own man down.
Kicked in a door to gain entry into his unidentified girlfriend's home here on Marshall Street in Baltimore's Federal Hill around 1:30 Saturday afternoon, and then gunned her down in cold blood.
Again, we're talking about an instance where someone simply just can't resolve a domestic conflict in a better way. And we have to get to a point where we're all holding people accountable that we know that we can move on in our lives. People can move on in their lives, and you should not be able to take their life away.
But Black wasn't finished just yet. Police say he then drove to the house of his ex-wife, 42-year-old Wendy Natalie Black, in Columbia, and announcing his intention to kill her as well as killing himself on social media. Seconds later, he did just that. A matter of minutes before Baltimore police called their counterparts in Howard County to try to warn them that he'd be heading their way.
Howard County Police were called to the 7300 block of Edenbrook Drive here in Columbia just after 2 o'clock today. The call came in that shots had been fired in the area. When our officers arrived, they found 2 people deceased in the vestibule of an apartment building here in the area.
We have also learned that Black had his 2 young children in his car when he drove to Howard County. Fortunately, they did not witness any of the violence. Police discovered them in a car in the parking lot outside where he claimed the second life and then took his own.
All right, we're going to have more. I believe the individual's name is Jay Black. We're going to have a lot of instances of those because, like I mentioned, the details before playing the pausing the video. A lot of especially Jake women, starting with the so-called black woman, love to take control and destroy their households by belittling the man, setting up the man, using ease court system and different things like that. But I did see the whole video of the situation. He was basically talking about how these women, it's a lot, but you should basically watch the video. Somewhere on the YouTube or World Star, something like that. But as the scripture goes into, those that don't have a wife be like they had none. Roughly paraphrasing. Because what? If we don't have wives, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because what? The Lord is just trying to, getting us away from these different traps and these different snares that these women hold up. But with that being said, I'm gonna just jump into some scriptures. I ain't even gonna make this a long lesson. Salakia. This is the book of Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech. Right? Who's the women that the Lord is talking about? The Israelite woman. You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American women. Give ear to my speech. Right? What is the speech of the Lord? This word. This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. To basically, for you to know how to conduct yourself, how to carry yourself in an Israelite woman way, basically, being subjecting unto your husband, loving your husband, taking care of your husband, serving the Most High, because a lot of our women are careless, Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Right, many days and years, our women are going to be troubled, especially the times we're coming into, which is Jacob's trouble. The main, suspect that's going to be, casualties in Jacob's trouble is mostly women. Because what? Our nation consists of more women than men, And the Lord, as the scripture goes into, a sword is sharpened and furbished, and it's set up for, for a sore slaughter, roughly paraphrasing. And it's going to be mainly used towards these women, because what? It's also different videos out there that brothers doing, it was one video I can think of particular, how women, was basically, it was like a question game or whatever the case may be, how a guy was asking these different women, would you rather choose a scammer, a drug dealer, or a 9-to-5? And 9 out of 10 of these women, they were saying they wanted, to choose drug dealers, scammers and different things like that. Right? So our nation is totally destroyed. Our women are out of order. That's why the scripture talks about, if you don't have a wife, be like you had none. It's just the Lord, looking out for our best interests at the end of the day, and putting this truth first, because putting this truth first is more important than the woman. Sometimes, us, men being the flesh or whatnot, that's why we have to put our flesh under subjection, when it comes to women. Speaking to myself first and foremost. This is the book of Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Right, like I said before, when Jacob's trouble, escalates, these women more and more are going to be targets, and we're seeing that right now. It's going to be more situations of, men killing these women, left and right, because what? A lot of people has had it, with these women, trying to push authority, when in actuality, they should be under their husbands, serving their husbands, Now shall she be trodden down, that's the mire of the streets, right? A lot of these women are going to be raped out here. The ones that show their ass, or whatever the case may be. That happily shows their ass. The ones at these different clubs, different things like that. And the scripture talks about how our women are our enemies. Because what? The beginning of sin, was started by a woman, going back to Eve. And speaking of that, I got it right here. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 25:24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Right, through the woman we all die. That's why in this society it's important, that we just brush these women to the side. You know, because what? You know, a lot of these women will put you, will trap you, will bring you down using Eve's court system and different things like that. That's what, that's the power, that a woman, holds, even to the point where they can actually pull you out the truth, you know, as the scripture goes into, a lot of men have went out of their way, for a woman, roughly paraphrasing, you know. So these women, has that powerful demon on them, you know, to the point where they can pull you out this truth, you know. And that's why the Lord said, he deprived them of wisdom. But as time goes on, a lot more of these women want to be judged. This is the book of Isaiah 13 and 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Yeah, that word ravish means rape. And we're entering that time right now. Because what? It's a lot of men. It's a movement called MGTOW. Men going their own way or whatnot. A lot of these men is not putting up with these women's issues no more. So when things escalate, a lot of these women gonna be by themselves out here. When the lights cut off, in these different situations, that's gonna come, mainly here in America. These women are gonna be a casualty, but in that time, nobody is gonna want to deal with these women. A lot of these men out here, that has had it, with a lot of these women, especially the so-called black woman, because she's the most wickedest woman upon the face of the earth. They're gonna get it the worst. The ones that got like fat about 10 children by 7, 8 different men. These are the ones that's gonna catch it the worst. As the scripture goes into, the Lord has created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall surpass a man. We live in that age, where the man is, where the woman is over the man, Salakia, in all aspects, which is totally off. It's supposed to be the man leading and the woman following. Like I said before, as I played the video, it's going to be a lot of more cases like that where men is just offering their women, because what? These women take advantage of like I said before, Eve's system, and they try to get over on you. I'm going to close out with this one. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Right? The time is short because what? Why is the time short? Because the Lord is bringing judgment. The Lord is ultimately, transitioning that power over to Jacob. The Lord is finna destroy America, which is Babylon the Great. That's why the time is short. So it's no time, to go out here, trying to plan a relationship, start a family, whatever the case may be. That both they that have wives be as though they had none. Right, be as though you had none. Focus on this truth. Speaking to myself first and foremost, because when it comes to women, it's tend to get caught up in the flesh. That's why, that's another reason why we have to get delivered also. Because what? These women have a powerful demon on them. Be as though they had none. Right? Because at the end of the day, this truth comes first more than anything. And the Lord is ultimately, trying to protect you, when he say when he's trying to get you away from these wicked women, when you're single or whatever the case may be. It's the Lord, it's a way the Lord having mercy upon you, so Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying. It's going to be more cases like this, so expecting, especially in the times we're living in. So Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect. I want to end it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. The bonus to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the brothers and sisters sworn in sincerity. Lord, I hope this is edifying. The Lord, want to come back with another lesson. Shalom.